How this works is you decide how much a customer has to spend before they receive this. Is without postage and packaging. Then they are sent the complimentary vacation incentive. Once they have spent the money, they then send the receipt to me, you, or whoever you want to run this for you. The person must be over 21 years old and an address. Only one complimentary vacation incentive can be used per year. You can put restrictions on so they can only use one country, but no point let them pick from the 38 countries. They have to send away the voucher with the choice of location within 7 days of getting the voucher. But they have 18 months to use the voucher. They have to pay the hotel nightly tax. This is the only thing they have to pay to use the hotel. The length of stay for this day is 2 nights up to 7 nights depending on the location. The only other thing is they must be 100 miles from the hotel to pick, that's it. If they want to stay longer they can request, if they want to take kids they again can request. All of these have added costs which they have to pay for. They have to pay for flights, transport, meals, etc. Only the room and any services the hotel offer for free are part of the package. FAQ. Question. Since my customers have to pay the taxes and fees on the vacations, how do I explain it to them? How would I word it in my marketing material? Answer. This is a great question, We teach all of our customers not to necessarily use the word free when promoting our incentives. Instead, we promote the use of words and phrases such as included with purchase, or complimentary vacation incentive, or selected to receive. This way you are still getting the same response rates as if you did use the word free. We also do suggest that you find ways to disclose the terms to your customers. You will only be responsible for personal expenses such as hotel taxes, resort fees if any, food and beverages as well as transportation. Question: do customers have to set the date and travel by the date on the incentive? Answer: no, the expiration date pertains to activation of the vacation incentive only. Once your customer activates by paying the taxes and fees of a vacation incentive, they will then have at least 18 months to travel. For example, for our U.S. resorts, the activation fee runs from $19.45 per night to about $33.60 on average per night, and our Mexico offers $19.70 per night. This fee is subject to change and varies by destination. This is for the room, not per person. Question: do the customers have to visit any timeshare or any other thing to get the vacation incentives? Answer: the hotels are hopping. You will spend money while in the hotel, but you don't have to spend anything in the hotel if you don't want to. No, your customers will never be required to attend any sales or timeshare presentation. These are real, top-quality resorts and hotels with no hidden fees or strings attached. We own and operate several high-volume travel companies, and we are simply helping these hotels fill what would otherwise be empty rooms, which the hotels and resorts turn into additional revenue from these consumers spending money on the property, such as room service, spa, in-house restaurants, bar purchases, casino and extra day stay, etc. In addition, we will offer them additional incentives and upgrades that your client can choose to accept or decline, such as additional nights, upgrade room types, etc. These will be optional upgrades. Most upgrades and add-ons are simple options such as larger room type, bed configurations, etc. Attraction tickets and more. Your client, however, will never be required to upgrade. Question: how are you able to offer these hotel rooms? Answer: we have traveled over 1 million families to date and have contracts with the world's leading hotel chains and resorts to help them fill their otherwise empty rooms. We help fill empty rooms, which the hotels, resorts turn into additional revenue from other areas of their property and future bookings. Hotels rarely experience full occupancy, yet they remain open, providing rooms and services at fixed costs. So when hotels give out their rooms by partnering with us, they might miss out on the room fee, but they already didn't have that in the first place. At least now they have the opportunity to gain a customer for their in-house restaurants, room service, their casinos, an extra day stay, future bookings, etc. The benefit of why our program works so well is the fact that it's a win-win for everyone involved. You win because you gain more business from using our incentives. Your customers win because they received an awesome incentive gift from you. The resorts win because they gain additional revenue from other areas of their establishment that they otherwise would not have been able to get. And they also have a new client that may book with them in the future. Redeem Vacations will also offer additional upgrades and incentives that your client can choose to accept or not. Question: can I offer these incentives to anyone from any country? Answer: we're glad you asked. Here's how it works. The hotel savings cards can be offered to anyone anywhere. There are over 1 million hotels available to use the savings at around the world, and the end user can pay in dozens of different currencies. The restaurant incentives are only redeemable in the United States and Canada. Our complimentary hotel stay incentives can be used by anyone from any country as long as the destination they are redeeming is at least 100 miles or 160 kilometers away from the end user's residence. In other words, the end user or your customer cannot use a vacation incentive to stay at a hotel in their own city. They must be traveling a minimum of 100 miles. The only exception to this currently for the complimentary hotel stays is residents of Mexico cannot currently use the Mexico destinations, but they can use the hotel savings cards, and they can use any complimentary hotel incentive outside of Mexico. Question: can customers pick the hotel for the locations? Answer: great questions. We are glad you asked, as this is one of the benefits that set us apart. although we may promote specific properties with each incentive destination. Each of our destinations may have as many as 50 participating hotels. Based on the date selected, we will showcase up to 3 different hotels for your client to choose from based on availability. For example, currently, we are featuring the Mayan Palace Resorts in Mexico. However, if the property we promote is not available based on availability, we may be able to give the user other great choices they can pick from. Keep in mind that these are promotional offers to fill what would otherwise be an empty hotel room. Your customer will be able to choose the hotel from our featured list. The properties that participate in these promotional offers release the unoccupied inventory to us just 30 days ahead of time. Thus, it requires the end user to give us a minimum of 30 days advance notice to book dates, which will provide your customer with significant savings on their travel. We also recommend your customer choose weekdays versus weekends and avoid major holidays for best hotel options and availability. This should be promoted as a couple's getaway. The majority of the room types available with this incentive are for a maximum of 2 adults. At least one occupant must be over the age of 21. The incentive is designed for couples or singles up to 2 adults in a room. Some properties, however, may allow for up to 2 additional children up to the age of 12 in the same room based on room type and bed configurations. When adding children to your search, you are likely to see fewer hotel choices. Question: are there any other fees or expenses for my customers? Answer: the recipient of one of these incentives will receive 4 days 3 nights luxury hotel accommodation room rate free of charge, which retail is valued at up to $250 per night in the US and up to $350 per night at many of the international destinations. However, recipient is responsible for all other expenses, including but not limited to airfare, transfers, food and beverages, gratuities, resort fees if applicable, and any other personal or miscellaneous expenses. Resort fees are commonplace in the travel industry. As a matter of fact, over 96% of tourists traveling to Orlando or Las Vegas now have to pay a resort fee when they check in at the resort. This is so common now that it's just expected for any seasoned traveler. When you award someone a complimentary vacation, you are giving them a vacation that is valued at up to $750 for Orlando or Las Vegas, for example, and up to $1,750 internationally, depending on where and the time of year they travel. Now, with over 125 destinations, the value is incredible. Here are examples of resort fees for properties we use for the complimentary hotel stay incentives. Las Vegas: at the hotels we use run from $16 to $38 per night. Orlando: at the hotels we use run from $5 to $12 per night depending on hotel and season. Gatlinburg, Branson, Williamsburg run from $0 to $12 depending on hotel and season. Daytona Beach runs from $15 to $20 per night based on the season. Myrtle Beach SC runs from $5 to $15 depending on the season. Mexico: hotels we use are from $10 to $14 per night based on the season. The above are just examples of resort fees. With over 125 destinations, we will not list them all here. However, if there is a resort fee, it will be disclosed when the end user chooses travel dates and property. Resort fees cover items like Wi-Fi internet access, local calls, resort amenities, fitness centers, in-room safes, beach chairs, umbrellas, beach/pool towels, activities and more.